Okay, so this is going to be 5.4, part 1. And the title for 5.4 is Dividing Polynomials. So 5.4, Dividing Polynomials. And we're learning two methods for dividing polynomials. And so for today, we're doing polynomial long division. That's what this is called. So method 1, which is what we'll learn today, is long division. And then tomorrow, if you come back, or if you don't, we'll learn it on YouTube. Method 2 is going to be what we call synthetic division. It's one of the coolest things I get to teach. I love synthetic division. It's fast. It's kind of a shortcut. But for today, method 1, long division. Okay, this looks intimidating. It's not. It's fairly simple, but it's a process. So I want to walk through with you and kind of get you in the flow. Don't be freaked out if you're like, I do not even know what she just wrote on the board. It's going to be fine, and I'm going to walk you through step by step by step. Deal? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, so to refresh, we're going to divide 178 by 3. 178 divided by 3. So this is kind of like flashing back to 6th grade, where we first learned the method of long division. Huh? We don't like it already? Okay, well, stay tuned. You're not going to like anything we do today. But it's cool. I think it is. It's fine. It's not bad. So the first thing we're going to do is ask ourselves, can we divide 1 by 3? No, we cannot. So we move to 17. Can we divide 17 by 3? Yeah. What do we get? 5. Right? 17 divided by 3 is 5. Then our next move is to push that 5 back through. Multiply that by the 3. And what do we get? 15. And then what do we do with that? Subtract. Okay, so we've got this idea where we're dividing, we write the number, then we multiply that number back through and we subtract. And then we bring down what's remaining. Right? Bring down the 2, bring down the 8. Now we have 28. Can I divide 2 by 3? No. So can I divide 28 by 3? What do we get? 28 divided by 3? 9? I thought so. So then, do we multiply 59 by 3? Is that how this works? No, just the 9, right? So we say 9 times 3, and we get 27. So we have a 1. What do we do with now? We could add a 0. We could put a decimal. There's a whole lot of stuff we could do from here. I'm satisfied to say that our answer is 59, remainder 1. Do y'all remember this? 59, remainder 1. We could also write it as 59 and 1/3. We could also write it as 59.33. All three of these give us the quotient. These are all the same answer. What do you think? Do you remember this process?
Yes, ma'am.
Where I divide, I multiply, I subtract. Divide, multiply, subtract. Okay. So that's going to hold true here. Our first problem says divide 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x plus 5. This is a polynomial. We're going to divide this polynomial by x plus 2. This piece is called the dividend. And this piece that we're dividing by is called the divisor. Anybody know what the answer is called? What's the answer to a division problem? Quotient. Yeah, good. Okay, so we put the dividend in the box. That's always what I think. Where does that go? It goes in the box because it is the dividend of the box. And we put the divisor on the outside. Now it looks overwhelming as all get out to think, how do I divide this whole piece of information by this binomial? And we don't have to do that. We divide one term at a time. Okay? So we're going to divide the first term, which is 2x cubed. 2x cubed. We're going to divide that piece only by x. Only looking at the first term. So what is 2x cubed divided by x? So we have 2x cubed, and we want to divide it by x. When I divide like bases, what happens to my powers? They subtract. So I'm going to have 2x squared. Okay, so 2x squared goes on the top. So we're dividing the term that we're talking about only by the outside of the binomial. Okay, the 2 has nothing to do with it at this point. After we divide and we write our number up here above the little bar thing, right? That's called the division sign. Once we write above that, what are we going to do? What did we do here? We multiplied. So what we're going to do is we're going to push that 2x squared back through the binomial. It's a binomial. So when we put it through, we're distributing. So 2x squared times x is what? 2x cubed. You should always get the same thing in this first term. Whatever you just divided by, you should get that again. 2x squared times 2 makes what? 4x squared. Plus 4x squared. Cool beans? Okay. And then what did we do? We subtracted. Now, we're going to be subtracting a binomial. The whole thing, not just one term. So we want to put parentheses here so that we catch both terms with our subtraction. Are y'all seeing that? Okay. So we got 2x cubed minus 2x cubed. Those should always cancel. Negative 3x squared minus 4x squared. Negative 3 minus 4. Negative 3 minus 4 puts me at negative 7x squared. Negative 3 minus 4. Dig a hole. And what do we do with the 4x and the 5? Bring them down. So really, it's the same process. It's just much, much, much scarier. Intimidating-er. Are we doing okay so far? What do you think our next step is going to be? We're going to take this first term and we're going to divide it by the outside term. So the same thing we just did. We've got negative 7x squared divided by x. Negative 7x. So we write it up here. And then what do? We got to distribute. We're going to push that negative 7x back through both terms. So the first term, that's going to come out negative 7x squared. And it should. Those should match, right? Then we have negative 7x times 2. 14x. So minus 14x. Nice. And then again with the parentheses, because I want to subtract this new piece of information, but I need to subtract the whole binomial, not just the first term. So I got negative 7 minus negative 7. Those cancel. That makes a plus, right? So those would cancel. 4x minus negative 14. 4 minus negative 14. Plus. So 4 plus 14. 18. 18x. Are y'all following that? And then we're going to bring down the 5. Now what? Do it again. 18x divided by x? 18. I'm going to switch colors here because I'm afraid that this is going to be confusing if I use red. I'm going to call that 18x plus 5. 18x divided by x is plus 18. And then we want to push that 18 back through both terms. 18 times x is going to be 18x. 18 times 2? 36. Is a positive? But we're going to subtract it. That's what you meant, right? Yeah. We're about to subtract 18x plus 36. Okay, I tried to put all of the subtraction in red so you would remember those parentheses. 18x minus 18x. Cancel. Good. 5 minus 36. Negative 31. 5 minus 36. So in other words, 36 minus 5, but make it negative. Right? Negative 31. I cannot divide negative 31 by x. So at this point, we're done with the dividing part. Now we just have to write our answer. Okay. So the way this works out is we say that the dividend 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x plus 5 is equal to the divisor, x plus 2, times the quotient, which we got to be 2x squared minus 7x plus 18, with a remainder of 31. So by the time all of this is said and done, we've got our x plus 2 times our quotient, 2x squared minus 7x plus 18. And at the very end, if I had distributed this x plus 2 through that trinomial, at the very end, I have a remainder of 31 that I would need to take off, and then it would work. Another way that I've seen this written before is to put the quotient, 2x squared minus 7x plus 18, minus the remainder of 31 over x plus 2. These are equivalent answers. That also works. You can say your remainder over the dividend, and you would get the right answer there too. How do we feel about this? Another example might help. Okay. All right, so here comes, this is actually example 1. I don't know what that other business was, but this is what they call it in the textbook, example 1. And so here we're supposed to divide 5x squared plus 3x minus 2 by x plus 1. Divide 5x squared plus 3x minus 2 by x plus 1. Can we kind of pick up the pace a little bit? So we're going to divide 5x squared by x. We get 5x. Good. Push that back through. What do we get? 5x squared what? Say it louder. You're right. Plus 5x. And then subtract with parentheses. Be so careful there. So our 5x squareds cancel. We wanted that. 3x minus 5x puts us at 3 minus 5, negative 2x. You're good. It wanted to be an 8. Just didn't get there. Negative 2x divided by x. Negative 2. Push that negative 2 back through. So this is going to be negative 2x and negative 2. Subtract with parentheses. We cancel. -2 minus -2. 0. I like 0. That means no remainder. Life is good. So what we're saying here is that 5x squared plus 3x minus 2 is equal to our dividend, x plus 1, times our quotient, 5x minus 2. What's another way we could have found that? Factor. Don't you know that when we're factoring, we're dividing? How could we check our answer here? Distribute, foil. If you foil it, you should get the left side. Yeah. So we're dividing. But sometimes we run into situations where we know it wouldn't factor. And so this is an option. If you know one of the factors, you can use that factor and you can divide your polynomial by it to get the other factor. Questions at all? Okay. Let's see if we can get through one more, just so that you have several problems under your belt. Okay. This is going to be example 2. We have 6x cubed plus 11x squared minus 31x plus 15. And our divisor is 3x minus 2. So this is the first time today it hasn't just been x on the outside. So step 1. What are we going to do? 6x cubed divided by 3x. You got it, girl. What's our answer? 2x squared. Okay, pushing through. 2x squared times 3x. Good. And 2x squared times -2. Minus 4x squared. We're going to subtract that whole piece. So now we have 6x cubes cancel. 11 minus -4. So 15x squared. Good. 15x squared. Pop down that -31x. Pop down the 15. The process kind of smoothing out for you? Divide your 15x squared by 3x. What you got? 5x. So plus 5x. Excellent. Push the 5x back through. Now we've got 15x squared and minus 10x. Subtract, subtract. -31 minus -10. That's a plus 10. Negative 21x. Good. Plus 15. Minus 7. No x, right? Just minus 7. So -7 times 3x is going to be -21x. -7 times -2 plus 14. Dang. It was almost nice. Cancel, cancel. 15 minus 14. 1. So our remainder is 1. So we could write our answer as 2x squared plus 5x minus 7, remainder 1. We could write our answer as 2x squared plus 5x minus 7 with 1 over 3x minus 2. So plus 1 over 3x minus 2. Can y'all see that? Plus 1 over 3x minus 2. We could write it as 3x minus 2 times 2x squared plus 5x minus 7, close parentheses, plus 1. And that's what would equal 6x cubed plus 11x squared minus 31x plus 15. Can y'all see that? Griselda, you good back there? Okay. I really prefer this because it shows me exactly what I got. What happened on the left side. How does that equal what I started with? Any questions on that, y'all? That was a super efficient class period. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for that. That gets you enough to do your homework tonight. Okay? You've got long division homework. It's not a lot, but it's enough to get practice down on these kinds of problems.